Barbie!
I told you to wait in the dream house.
Boys, avenge me! Avenge me! Avengers!
Bazinga.
Scruffy-looking nerve herders.
Ethan Hunt contacted you?
I am good, Rooster. I'm very good.
So you are Yois, a trainer who trains.
Gonzo the Great will ride this baby again.
Hello, and welcome to episode 99 of the Real Serious Podcast. And your Indiana Hoosiers are Big Ten champions. Boys, we witnessed history. History.
Good.
The first time they've ever played in the Big Ten championship game. First Big Ten champion designation since 1967. Solo designation since 43. And first time beating the Ohio State Buckeyes in 30 years.
I'm not surprised.
Cinema. Build the statue now.
And we're going to have our first Heisman, most likely.
Yeah, Heisman Mendoza candidacy
For
is
the first time ever.
The full steam ahead for Heisman Mendoza.
Mm-hmm. He's minus 2,000.
Yeah.
There's like
I mean, it's crazy. Like Hunter, you've I know you said if he goes to New York, you're gonna cash out.
Well, now I don't think I can. So Charles and I have a little double bet together here.
Hunter bought in much better time than I did.
I bought in at the beginning of the Illinois game. Charles bought in at the end of the Illinois game. The difference in our odds were staggering, to say the least.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
yeah.
What odds did you get?
I'm trying to pull it up right now so I can see it.
I think
Either way,
minus like 15 to win 250 or something.
Well,
No, you could win like $300 easily. Hang on. Let me find this thing.
look,
hang
either
on,
way,
hang on.
the steelbooks are gonna be flowing for you guys.
Oh,
I mean, it's going
Maybe
to be.
paying out all my fantasy debt, but
listen.
um,
You think Spice
you'll have-
flows on Arrakis? Wait till this
leftovers
books are about to
can
flow
be-
just like that.
Steelbooks.
All right, let's see. All right, so I got you have him 15 to win 350, which is plus
Oh.
2,000.
Oh, what?
I have 30 to win over $1,000 plus 3,500. Yeah. Yeah. And then I also have the Hoosiers just by themselves to win the national championship, 30 to win $2,000. My cash out right now is $450.
Oh, I didn't know
We're
you
gonna
had
ride.
that. I have a
We're
10 to
gonna
win
ride.
110.
Oh yeah, I got plus 6,500 on those bad boys.
Goodness.
Yeah, we're gonna ride. We're riding. We gotta at least see what's happening because the Rose Bowl is just a beautiful thing to say out loud that the Hoosiers are going to the Rose Bowl. God,
Get
It's
the
crazy.
clothing. Get every article of clothing that says the Hoosiers are in the Rose Bowl.
I have asked my some of my Indiana contacts to see if they can get me a local newspaper that says Big Ten champs on it, and I'd like to put that newspaper on my wall. So
Ooh,
the
that's a good
process,
idea.
the process is happening.
It's in the
So, yeah,
works.
it's in the works. It's in the
You
works.
should tell those contacts if they find 3 of them.
I believe it's the Indiana Star is the local paper.
The local
think that- I think the local paper is the Indiana Star.
If they find 3 of them, I think 2 other guys in this call on this recording would also be interested in that newspaper. Hunter.
Yeah. Well, unless the front page is co-front page, shout out, the Hoosiers, and then also rest in peace the Colts.
There's
Then-
no way they open that.
We're gonna
There's
skip
no way they throw out.
I'm
that
on the Indy Star
newspaper.
website right now, and
Daniel
the
Jones on the cover.
biggest news is Daniel Jones.
We're skipping over that this week. We're not talking about it. It's a slippery slope.
You know,
We're gonna be-
you know how funny it would be if I'm not saying this is, or it's not funny at all, but it's like you'd have the Hoosiers on one side, and then on the other, it's the Daniel Jones. So it's just like you paste that. It's like, unfortunately, that just shows you like the weekend in summary. Like that's what happened that weekend. Something so great, but then on the back, it's just like
the highest
the
high
end of the
and
season.
low.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's kind of just over. I don't know.
Sure is.
But that's football talk. We don't want to get too depressed football talk, but we were very happy. We went from the highest highs to lows, like I said. You. But we got a good show. We got some business talk talking business here. We're gonna talk shareholder value and everything. So don't worry, we're putting on our business hats. Charles will definitely get us all good knowledge there. But then also Hamnet, which is not a very business focused movie. Very different. Kind of. But before we get to that, what have you guys been watching? Anything good? Anything fun?
Me first.
Yeah.
I had a slow week.
He's not good anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going to have the 14 movie.
No.
It's okay. We enjoyed them. Well, we had them. I had a 2 film week this week.
Nice.
It felt rom-comic. The snow's coming down. It was a little cool. It felt right to start bundling up and watching some. So I watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days for the first time. Give it 4.5 stars. This could be the greatest rom-com. It could be. I don't think I've seen enough of them to be able to, for certain say that. In recent memory, I would say it's probably the best one I have seen. Special shout out to 10 Things I Hate About You. Put that one up there. And what are some other ones? When Harry Met Sally. But I love this. Absolutely loved it. And then I watched a rom-com that I thought was a stinker.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm the only one here that thinks it was a stinker. I watched Set It Up with Glenn Powell and Zoe Deutsch.
Oh, you're just
wrong. Shout out Hunter for sharing the last name.
Wrong.
Give it 2 stars. This did absolutely nothing for me. Glenn Powell was not that charming, which is a bummer. Sorry. I didn't think he was that charming. I thought Zoe Deutsch was very charming. Loved Zoe Deutsch's character. I thought she was very funny. Glenn Powell, not as much. And I also just thought the whole romance behind it was a little weak. There's really only one part that you were like, yeah, I kind of see it. And it was when they're eating the pizza late at night.
It's a great
but
scene.
Besides that, yeah, it's a good scene. It's nothing to write home about, though. I just wasn't that impressed by it. Now, Hunter did advise, you should be drinking a bottle of wine when you're watching this movie.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Will adjust accordingly going forward. But, yeah, I was pretty bummed, pretty disappointed by this one. I saw your guys' reviews, and I know I've heard Hunter talk about Set It Up.
I love Set It Up.
Yeah. So let's look at your reviews, both of yours. Jack, you...
I think I have it at 3.5.
It's you.
Yeah, 4.
Funny enough,
you talked about the pizza scene.
Yeah, that's like literally my favorite part of the movie. I remember watching this right after Anyone But You, and I did not love Anyone But You, but I really liked this, which I know will probably disappoint Hunter a little bit because I know he likes that movie. But
it's like anything with Glenn Powell.
That's not true.
It's not even the Glenn Powell problem. Like I think Glenn Powell was great in both movies. I just was not flowing with
Glenn Powell. I think is way more charming than Anyone But You. I didn't think he was.
I think it's a different type of charming. I feel like in this one, he's very much like, or at least from my memory, he's very much kind of like the nice guy, almost like he's kind of like a douche early on. No.
See, I think he is.
I feel like their relationship is so good in this movie. Like their chemistry, I think, is off the charts.
Oh,
you don't like it when he takes the pickle man for himself? You don't like that?
It was fine.
You just don't
Sorry,
get it.
fellas.
You just don't get it.
Yeah, Hunter, your review was annual rewatch complete and still so charming.
Yeah, facts.
You know what my comment was? This was 1 year ago. You know what my comment was on this? I just know this would be a 2.5 rating if Glenn Powell wasn't in it.
Is it? Can I say something even crazier? I think Zoe Deutsch is the best part of this movie. I think she's awesome.
I literally said she was the charismatic one.
Yeah, she's great in this. Also, I'm looking at rom-coms. Man, there's some good rom-coms out there.
There are. Yeah.
Parent Trap, Little Women, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days is great.
That's all I got, though. Fellas. Well, okay. Someone else go, and then I've got an update.
All right. Oh, it's gone.
Um,
I'll go. I can go next.
Yeah,
I only
you
have
should
three.
go.
I have three. All right. So I watched Shin Godzilla, which I've never seen. I'm trying to get my Godzilla knowledge up. I feel like I'm really slacking in the realm of Godzilla. This was a really good one. I liked it quite a bit. I gave it 3 stars. Now 3 stars feels, I guess, a little harsh for saying really good, but I still really like this one. Definitely a different take on Godzilla, a very modern take where it's like, all right, if this happened in modern day Japan, how would they handle this situation? Might be one of the scariest Godzillas, honestly. Like this thing
Shin
was just
Godzilla?
unstoppable. Oh yeah, this thing was unstoppable. So it kept evolving as the movie went on, and the final evolution is like, oh wait, I don't want to spoil
Oh my
it.
God,
Do you guys
he's
care
so
if I spoil it? It came out a decade ago.
I'm turning my volume off.
Yeah, I kind of mind.
All right. Well, then I don't even want to say it.
Okay.
All right, we're not even saying it. It's over now. All right, fine. Whatever. And then Jack, you can come back. And then I watched Hamnet, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then I also watched Jay Kelly, which I think I'll just talk about right now. I was the only person that watched it, I believe, right? This week.
Yeah.
New Netflix release. Noah Baumbach, starring George Clooney, Adam Sandler, Laura Dern, Billy Crudup, Greta Gerwig, Patrick Wilson in a very funny small role. This is basically the story of George Clooney in a way. Like it's very fascinating how much Clooney-isms is kind of here. I really liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I think there's something so comforting almost about this of like the sacrifice that it takes to, become a person of a Clooney stature. Like even one of these people, like to become that, you have to sacrifice so much. And is like, is it worth it in the end? I really liked that. I am also kind of a sucker for movies about movies, and this is one of the better ones, I would say. It doesn't blow me away. Like I don't think this is like, Best Picture or like George Clooney should win an Oscar for this, but I do think that he could definitely be in the conversation for like a Globe, or even Adam Sandler for like a supporting actor Globe. Would not be like a crazy thing to say. I just think Noah Baumbach is like really just talented, and I wish he stopped making movies for Netflix, but maybe that's the only place they will give him money. So that's, it is what it is there.
Maybe that's the only place that he can make movies in the future.
Yeah, because we're all just gonna have to hook up to the slop pile that is Netflix, but it is what it is. That's all I got. I only watched those 3 things this week.
Nice. I'm gonna give it to you guys short and sweet. Hamnet.
Cinema. Hamnet.
Yeah. Would have liked to have gotten more, but it's okay. That's how it is. You win some weeks, you lose some weeks.
Jack, you and I got to start our Christmas movies. Charles is kind of beating us on that.
I know. I'm afraid it's gonna be maybe the holdovers, and I want to pick a couple I haven't seen though, because I always watch the same ones.
Muppet Christmas Carol.
We're trying to.
What about Scrooged? You ever seen Scrooged?
It's the one with Bill Murray, right?
Yeah.
I've not seen that one.
Oh, actually, a great Christmas movie is Jay Kelly. Jay Kelly oddly has the same like story structure as A Christmas Carol.
Okay.
I don't think it's on purpose, but it is very funny to watch it like at this time of the year and then be like, oh, okay. It's just very Christmas Carol-esque in a very interesting way. All right, Charles, what's your fun story?
Someone did a little bit of Black Friday shit.
You dirty dog.
Whoa.
Yeah. And someone got some new Criterions.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna come in hot. We're gonna start off with Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh,
that's a good Christmas movie too.
Is it?
Oh,
have
yeah.
you watched it?
I have not. I really want to watch it, and I couldn't find it streaming.
That's got to be top of the week this week.
I couldn't find it anywhere streaming for free. So I was like, okay, it's half off Black Friday. I might as well just get it. And I can also read about it a little bit. The Criterion.
Huh? Do you know anything about the movie?
No.
Like obviously, like Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, Stanley Kubrick.
I know it's a bit uncomfortable.
Keep it that way. Just
don't
go into it completely blind. Because I remember going into it, no idea what was going to happen, and it just like it's a crazy experience.
Is this the kind of movie that I should ask Jenna to watch with me?
No. In my opinion.
Fair enough.
I don't know. What do you think, Hunter? I don't want to be the only one.
I think if you set the tone that it's like this is like a no phone at all kind of movie, and like
Yeah, it's not really something you can like
you can't really
look at your phone for 2 minutes
yeah.
and look up and you're like, yo, how did we get here?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's happening?
Cool. Good to know. So that's one I got.
Whoa.
Oh,
Raging Bull. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, Raging Bull.
I haven't seen it. You guys seen it?
I haven't.
I have seen Raging Bull because I also have the Criterion somewhere back there. It was my first, second Criterion ever. It's Raging Bull.
Same story. I like saw it. I figured it's nowhere on streaming for free, so I might as well take advantage of the half off.
I think that's the right way to do Criterions. Just because you kind of know like stuff that you haven't seen because you like know that at least it's got the Criterion stamp of approval.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're famous movies, so it's like,
oh yeah,
it would actually like be probably impactful for me to watch them. But then the last thing I got, and you guys already know about this, but probably my most exciting, the Before trilogy.
Oh yeah, wow. Little link later.
Like that.
Just classy.
The Before trilogy. Some would say, aka my friend Greg, that it's the greatest romance movie / trilogy of all time. So I'm really excited. Same thing. This is nowhere on streaming. I probably wouldn't have bought it, but I really want to watch it, and it's just nowhere to be found. So here we are. I know it's been a while since I did a Blu-ray haul. I know you guys missed them so much.
Actually did.
Yeah.
Did a great job.
Thank you.
I really like Richard Linklater. I think he's a great director.
Cool. I'm excited. That's all I got.
How's your first week of work, man?
Good. Great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Back to the real world.
Yeah.
I'm just delaying this news because it's so busy. I did a lot of research on this because I was very interested all week. So
yeah.
We'll get there. All right, let's get to some news. We're gonna save the Netflix stuff for last. I'm gonna give you some rapid fire stuff in the beginning because we have quite a bit of news, and you tell me if you're interested or not interested. Okay, 2 things right off the bat. Boom. 2028, a untitled Sonic the Hedgehog universe movie. So in 2027 is Sonic the Hedgehog 4, but 2028 has a Sonic universe movie.
Jack and I are both shaking heads.
Streets are saying it could be a PG-13 rated Shadow movie.
Oh.
As in the GameCube game where Shadow has you're still out?
Still.
All right. Fair enough.
Now, if you give me an R-rated The Last Ronin, maybe I'm back in.
Well, how about the 2028 TMNT movie that is supposed to be family friendly that is live action coming 2028? No?
They just keep pushing these out, man.
Comes out Thanksgiving weekend 2028.
Every 6 years.
I feel like it's been a long time since we had live action TMNT.
TMNT just feels better animated.
I agree. I did like the Megan Fox ones, though. Oh, that's actually something that I have on order for Black Friday, but it hasn't arrived yet. I believe it's a Shout factory exclusive of the 90s trilogy where they're like the puppets. Like in the big suits, the TMNT suits. That's on its way, so I'll let you know when that arrives. I'll do a little. Very tasteful. Very tasteful. First time on 4K. Very tasteful.
Very sophisticated.
Well, the last TMNT movie was what, 2017 in theaters, so it'd be over 10 years.
No,
live action. Oh,
yeah, probably.
Let's see. Yeah, it was. 2016 Out of the Shadows. So it'd be 12 years between releases.
2016?
To 2028.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, to 2028.
Well, it doesn't seem like society was
they weren't ready.
Gasping for air, trying to get another TMNT,
but I love being a turtle. Turtle power. Actually, we liked Mutant Mayhem, didn't we, as a podcast? I really liked Mutant. I really loved it. It's basically Spider-Verse, but the turtles.
It's
I know it's the same studio, right?
Yeah.
I gave it 4.
No, it's not. This is Paramount.
Okay.
But it's a similar art style. This is like Seth Rogen. He's kind of like the one behind this one.
It was very good.
Yeah, I really recommend it. Actually, they're doing a Christmas special. Comes out in a couple weeks. With it's set in the Mutant Mayhem universe because then the new movie comes out. I believe 2027. So,
Who's back?
who's back the week? Turtles. All right. Next piece of news is the new untitled Steven Spielberg UFO movie coming out next year is apparently getting its first trailer ahead of Avatar: Fire and Ash, which is just going to have all the trailers.
People are going to be buying tickets just to watch the trailers.
Oh yeah.
I don't know they were done filming.
I don't know if they're fully done filming, but it does come out next summer.
Yeah, it's coming
I
out soon.
didn't know they were that far along. What if it's just like it ties into ET, like at the end? It's just ET. It's like the origin story of ET.
That's where he learns his phrase phone hum.
Yeah.
Well, right now the lineup for trailers in front of Avatar is, and this is all rumor, but it's highly, I guess backed up rumors, is The Odyssey, Avengers Doomsday, the Spielberg movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Supergirl are all rumored to be the trailers. Supergirl, we actually had a teaser for today, which we'll talk about in a little bit, because that trailer comes out next week, which they showed an exclusive fan thing today, which I hate when they say that. It's not an exclusive fan thing. It's a social media influencer thing that they call a fan thing. But those people who were there said it's a wonderful trailer. So we'll obviously talk about that next week.
Here's the thing, though. Do those people know what's good and what's bad, or is it more just like, oh, they invited us, they're paying us, we're gonna
just like seals clapping?
Yeah. Like, do they actually? I mean, do we know what's a good and bad? I know it's all subjective, but
I feel like we can tell a good trailer. I mean, we definitely see a lot of bad trailers. So
yeah, but I feel like a lot of it is also subjective of what we prefer. But
true.
For these people, quote unquote fans, they have to be going with the sole intention of just saying, "Yep, it's great, go watch it," because that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, and like James Gunn's there, and then like what's her name who's playing Supergirl's there, so I'm sure it's obviously
whereas we're honest.
Yeah, we're honest. We have no loyalties except for we will sell out quickly. Any amount of money we will sell out.
Yeah,
real fast.
Free empty popcorn.
Yeah,
it's enough. We'll say anything.
Listen, you send us a $5 gift card, we will sell our soul. we are cheap.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys this. I was at this birthday celebration this weekend, and one of Jenna's friends, I think she asked me what did I say? I said, oh, I think she asked like where I see movies, and I was like, well, I'm something called an AMC A-list member. She's like, oh my God, that's incredible. Like, did you get an invite? Like, because you're on the podcast, like, do you get special? I'm like, yeah, I just pay $25 a month, and it's really open to anyone. And then she's like, oh, all right, well, it's like, shit. So we need to work on that, fellas.
They should make an extra tier of A-list that's like even more exclusive. You don't get anything else. You just get to say that you're this higher tier.
You're the gold member.
Yeah, like I'm an A-lister plus.
And it's just you just pay an extra $50 a month.
You get a badge when you walk in that you put on, and then like everyone who works there addresses you differently.
Yes.
Yeah. Like they're just like, oh, sir, how can I help you? It's like, yeah.
Well, at Cinemark, they do a like if you reach a certain threshold by the end of the year, like the amount of movies that you attend, you get like special rewards and stuff. So honestly, I feel like it'd be so cool if you could go to like early screening invite if you go over like X amount of visits to the theater.
Oh yeah, like if the the unknowns, like the Monday unknowns, like if you just those become like a thing that you get. I guess if you have A-list, they're already kind of a thing that you get.
Or I was saying just like early screenings, but like Marty Supreme or like something that you would like
Marty Supreme Christmas Day.
Really want to go to,
Yeah.
Not to say that no one wants to go to the screen unseen, whatever it is, because normally you're getting a guaranteed 2.5, 3-star banger right there.
Yeah.
It's also a Monday night. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, hey, but when football's over, Monday nights kind of open up again.
That's true, actually, and football's pretty much over for me at least.
Yeah. And who cares? Like, who's even playing Monday night this week? Let's see.
Eagles, Chargers.
That one I kind of want to watch. Okay, next week, Dallas, Vegas. Oh, wait, no, that was a couple weeks ago. Next week, Miami, Pittsburgh. Yawn. All right, screen unseen, December 15th. I'll be there. And then, Christmas week. No thanks. San Francisco, Indy. Yawn. It's actually going to be in Indy. That's actually probably a huge game, actually, now I'm thinking
Too
about it.
soon, man. Too soon.
That could be a win and you're in kind of a thing, depending on how the next few weeks go.
And it doesn't even matter if we win or lose because our first round pick is going to the Jets. So.
Okay, moving on to Avatar 3 still. So James Cameron has said that the Avatar Fire and Ash is the culmination of the first saga. It ends with this kind of is like the ending of this story arc. He obviously said there's 4 and 5 it could happen. He would like it to happen, but he's like, if not, I'm pleased with where this kind of story ends. I'm gonna say right now, Jake Sully is not making it to the credits of this movie. No shot.
You don't think so?
Oh, dude, no shot.
I think he's a goner.
I think Jake Sully is.
You agree?
Is dunzo.
Honestly, if they keep him alive, the plot armor is just getting too thick. Like all the things that this guy's going to endure in the next movie, like he's got to get clipped at least.
Yeah.
Right? Or like at least seriously.
Cameron has said that if the box office is now what it needs to be to justify a 4 and 5, he will write a book that will conclude the overarching story of Avatar. So this could be the last time that we see Avatar on the big screen.
Wow. It's terrifying. I don't really know if I'd want to watch it anywhere else.
How about
not to say that I wouldn't want to watch it, but like
you mean you're on your exclusive to your Apple VR headset in a few years?
Yeah.
With
I can act like I'm in a movie, but like
thanks to generative AI, you get to become an avatar as well.
Jarvis, make her blue. I'm proud of Cameron for saying this stuff. I feel like, he's just like, you know what? If it's not there, it's not there. I'll write a book. I'm all good. I'm finishing this one off. We're chilling.
He's like 80, right?
I think he's 70 something. But also the craziest thing is James Cameron has not made a movie that isn't an Avatar movie since Titanic in 1997. That like breaks my brain to think about that he has not directed something that isn't Avatar for almost 20 years. No, for over 20 years, basically.
He's had a lot of wives.
That's why he's got to keep making these Avatar movies.
Random movies. Like I'm seeing random marriage history. Married 5 times?
Yeah.
Hey, he's got to make 5 Avatar movies.
This one really stuck. She's been around since 2000.
So let me read this to you real quick. In 1984, he made Terminator. 2 years later, he made Aliens. 3 years after that, he made The Abyss.
He and also, fun fact, he divorced his second wife after making Terminator.
Which was, I think, Linda Hamilton. Wasn't he married to Linda Hamilton?
That was his 4th wife.
Oh.
Who he...
At a certain point, I think you stopped
separated from after an affair during Terminator 2.
You think his ring guy was just like, Jim, welcome back. Like, good to see you.
We're switching it up this time?
Yeah, like he's just got a calendar set for every year
to
check. He just gives him a call every 6 months, like, still going well? You good?
Hey, if not, I'm your guy.
If not, listen, I do 24-hour service for you, buddy. You spent enough money with me. So from 84 to 90, let me see this again. So from 84 to 97, he made Terminator, Aliens, The Abyss, Terminator 2, True Lies, Titanic. He made all of that in just over 13 years, just under 13 years. Since 1997, he's made 2 things: Avatar and Avatar 2. And then Avatar 3 comes out obviously this year, but like, James,
it's dedication, man.
I guess so.
I'm interested in an alternate universe where he didn't make the Avatar movies.
It's kind of funny. Like this is like high class Transformers, where a really good director kind of gets sucked into a universe and doesn't leave for a long time. But just instead of Michael Bay, it's James Cameron.
Yeah, but you don't get the really sweet end credits.
You kind of do. Jake Sully like closing and opening his eyes twice in a row. Yeah, you could just play that over it and it'd be the same effect.
Yeah, actually, you could. That's true.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
Not bad.
All right, Jack, you're gonna kind of help us with this next one. So Callum Turner, who obviously was in what is it, Eternity that just came out that you will know and seen. Engaged to Dua Lipa is rumor mill. He is going to be the next Bond. So bro is just winning at life.
That's awesome. I really like that. I haven't seen him, but he looks the part.
I saw him a couple years ago in Boys in the Boat, which he was really quite good in.
Oh, he wasn't Boys in the Boat.
He was the titular, I believe, lead boy in the boat. So I mean, I think this is a good pick. He's got the look, I feel.
He does, and he's got the accent.
Yeah, he's definitely British.
Yep.
He's definitely British.
Yes, he sure is. Jack, what do you think?
He's got a lot of charisma. I mean, Eternity. I mean, even from the trailers, you're like, all right, this can be a tough decision for.
You're like, I think I might have to actually pick against Miles Teller.
No, seriously, there are points where you really do consider it.
Yeah,
but you guys should watch it. I really like it.
I know. I'd like to see it. I'd really like to see it. That feels like one I'm going to blind buy the Blu-ray, to be honest. Like that just feels like something I'll just.
It's a fun one.
Have it.
It just feels right.
It does. It's one of those where I feel comfortable doing it. But yeah, this Callum Turner rumor is heating up, so I think it's a good choice. I think he's just obscure enough where like it works, but he's obviously has enough under his belt where you can trust him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mm.
Bond. James Bond. Chad Powers, season 2 is filming in early 2026. Did anyone else watch season 1 besides Charles?
Yes.
Did you watch it?
Yes. No.
That's a good plane show, I think. It's quick, 6 episodes. Download it for a plane ride. You're good to go.
My name's Chad.
Hi, I'm Chad. You kind of sound like a monkey at the end of Jimmy Neutron.
Hi, I'm Paul.
Yeah. God, that guy rocked. All right, this next one is one of the best pieces of news I've ever read. Vin Diesel is set to star in and write Rock'em Sock'em Robots. He's going to produce it as well. Mattel is trying to recreate Barbie again, this time with Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Sean Levy, prepare for a phone call. You're going to direct this one too, pal. Vin Diesel made a post about this that I would just like to read. Always been a Mattel fan, but watching them evolve into a cinematic creative force has been inspiring. Their commitment to storytelling and cultural impact makes this partnership special.
I was about to say it. I'm glad you said.
He's just the best.
I'm glad you beat me to it. This sounds a little like Real Steel.
That's what I was going to say.
Sean Levy.
It's like the PG, or not even PG. It's like the I don't know, 8 and under movie version of Real Steel.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of like Real Steel, it's real plastic. And,
yeah, instead of Hugh Jackman, it's Vin Diesel.
I cannot believe they're making this.
And then, oh my god,
I can't wait to have like the red and blue robots be like much darker and muted in color. It's gonna be like a dark and gritty take on it.
And then the end credit scene, it's the Rock'em Sock'em Robots like getting shut down, and then in comes some Hot Wheels.
Oh,
yeah.
And Barbie's like, you can't do this without me, guys.
All right.
And then Fast and Furious in Hot Wheel cars.
Or guys like okay, let me paint you 2 pictures. Ready?
Fast 17.
Rock'em Sock'em. Oh, or The Rock shows up.
Oh my gosh.
All right, let me paint you a picture. Ready? The blue robot loses at the end. Post-credit scene. You know, he's got his head like up in the air because that's how they look. And then the evil guy is like, we need to rebuild him stronger. And it's just like a doctor pushing the head back into place. And then he sits up. Right?
Fellas, how are we not getting hired in Hollywood? With these ideas,
I know you're writing it right now. Give us a call. Give us a call. We're ready.
We don't even need. Just give us a shout and let us know that we inspired.
Yeah, or
you can give us $5 gift cards to AMC.
Yeah, AMC, please. Or it could be he shakes the magic 8-ball and he's like, "Will I come back for a sequel?" And then it's just like the future unknown, and he's like, "I guess we'll never know." But he does come back, obviously.
We know it. He knows it.
Yeah,
He's coming back.
I think they should do this more like so literally. Like someone should be on the side of the arena, just like with the little buttons.
So
and that's
real
just
skill.
yeah.
I feel like the way this movie actually works is if it's incredibly self-aware. Like,
Yeah, it should just be hilarious.
You can't try and make this super serious. Like, this has to be. Like, I feel like personally, I think that's what made like Barbie good for me. Like, they were very self-aware of like what movie they wanted to make and what audience they were trying to reach. Especially with that what was it, like a Kia commercial halfway through? It's
Yeah,
like they killed that. But like if they try and let's make this a real serious movie.
do they still sell Rock'em Sock'em robots? Yeah, they do.
Probably.
Cool. What other toys could they bring in? Like the villains, like a guy with an Etch-a-Sketch. That'd be pretty cool.
Then I feel like we're just turning into like Toy Story. Like
That's what this basically is, though.
American Girl.
Oh,
Thomas the Tank. Oh,
Bullet Train. They already had that.
they have an emotional scene where they're going to be late for a fight. They have to catch a train, and it's Thomas and his friends. That could work. All right, I'm liking this. All right. Two last pieces of news before we get to the whole Netflix thing. Star Wars: A New Hope, the original version, has been restored in 4K and will be coming to theaters in 2027. Now, this is a version that none of us have ever seen because there's a few different versions of Star Wars. There's the original version, which came out in theaters in 1977. Then afterwards, George Lucas made edits, changed some stuff around. That was then re-released later, and then they did another pass-through where they added the modern VFX in it, and that came out when the prequel trilogy came out. So this is a version that we have never seen, and it's coming back to theaters. I am pumped, to say the least. This is really cool.
Pumped for Star Wars.
I am.
What the changes are.
Love it.
I actually am very excited for this.
It's like if they were to release The Jedi Strikes Back.
Well, I'm sure if this does well, they're going to do another.
Yeah, but I would assume they would do that as well. And it's like obviously no Anakin in the fire there. Or not the Jedi Strikes Back, but the
Yeah, no, there would be no Anakin.
Yeah,
Well, I
no
think the
Anakin
other big
in the
one
last
is obviously in A New Hope, Jabba is talking to Han, and I believe in the original version it's just like a guy.
Yeah.
Also, we get to see if Greedo shot first because that was edited.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Mos Eisley, apparently that scene is like.
Oh yeah, the stupid little like thing that jumps in the air, like that's all gone. That was CGI.
They added more creatures and vehicles to make it seem like busier.
Yeah, and they stand out if you rewatch A New Hope.
This sounds fun.
Yeah, I like this a lot. It also is funny that they released this right after the WB Netflix thing. Just like, hey, we're in on theaters, which is funny. But yeah, that is a New Hope back in theaters. And the last piece of news is a very interesting one, and that is Scarlett Johansson is in serious talks to be a part of the Batman Part 2 in a role that Emma Stone allegedly passed on. Rumors are flying right now of who she could be. A lot of people are thinking she's going to be Andrea Beaumont or the Phantasm. If anyone has seen Batman Mask of the Phantasm, other people are just kind of thinking she's going to be somebody else. People are saying she could be like an Arkham, family member or something. I even saw a cool tweet that was like, it could be a different take on Hush, where she's actually like Hush. I don't really know how that would work, but it was kind of just a cool tweet. So yeah, Scarlett Johansson lending some serious credibility here to the Batman 2. Do we like this? Like this choice?
Yeah, I like it. I mean, if you're going to get rid of Zoe Kravitz, let's keep it interesting.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is Zoe Kravitz is not returning for the Batman 2.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a good thing. I mean,
Yeah,
I feel like that was pretty established.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
To one, like the Batman 1 is pretty established that she leaves.
if she had come back, I wouldn't have like minded it, but it also makes complete sense that she's not.
Yeah, this would be the first time that the lead, if she's a lead villain, it'd be the first time I believe there is a lead female villain in a Batman movie. We've had supporting villains before, but not lead. Because I think Batman and Robin,
Al Ghul.
yeah,
Anne Hathaway.
yeah, the one baby Blade.
And then Charlie, the video you're talking about.
Yeah,
The video you sent us.
Yeah. Did you guys watch that video?
Yeah, it's so funny.
yeah.
It's too good.
So yeah, the Batman 2, we get Scarlett Johansson. She's just joining every franchise now. Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her.
I mean, it's funny because I know, like, not that she was not my favorite part about the new Jurassic Park movie. I think I was.
Yeah, I mean, it was the sexiest man alive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean, with this movie, I feel like they know who they're casting and what they're getting with that, and what type of performance they're going to get from that. I mean, the fact that they went after Emma Stone for this is actually insane to me, considering she's a 2-time Oscar winner and she could really be in whatever she wants right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
the fact that they're shooting for the stars, they're like, yeah, let's.
Which is why she's doing Cruella 2.
Is she really?
I think so. I'm pretty sure they're doing Cruella 2.
Hey, gotta get the bag. Gotta get the bag,
good for
right?
her,
I
good
mean,
for her.
everyone after they
Begonias don't pay for themselves, all right?
Exactly.
So yeah, we're gonna find out. I think probably soon for this one because that film does start, I believe, filming in February. So
Cool.
the Batman 2. All right, last piece of news, biggest piece of news, maybe the biggest piece of news ever, is that Netflix has officially, well, I say this lightly, officially bought on paper Warner Brothers Discovery. So I'm gonna explain it all, and then we can talk about it afterwards, just so there's no confusion or clarification. So it was an $82.7 billion deal that basically is putting the studio of Warner Brothers, not the networks. So their networks are separate. So like CNN, TNT, TBS, those are Warner networks, but those are going to be broken up into a different separate company that Netflix will have nothing to do with. This is really just the entertainment side of Warner. So someone like a Comcast or someone else could step in and kind of buy those networks, or they can just run on their own. The acquisition really is part of the, keeping more subscribers. So Ted Sarandos is kind of one of the big names. He is one of the, I think he's the CEO of Netflix. So he's kind of the big part of this. The questions right now are obviously, will Warner stay in theaters? Netflix, from the most recent, is that they do think that they'll probably shorten the theatrical windows, was kind of the first thing they said, but they're not planning on removing the theatrical experience at all right now. The HBO Max is expected to survive in some form or fashion. I really don't think it will, to be honest with you. I think that'll change, but we'll kind of go from there. The big thing with this, though, right now is that it has not officially gone through because it's such a large company merging that they have to go through the federal government, different federal governments for monopoly kind of issues, for regulatory issues. So that's kind of where everything's at there. So even though Netflix is like, yeah, we got it, it's really not done yet until they have to go to the federal government. So yeah, that's where we're at. All right, thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, it's like probably going to go through, especially with like the current administration. There's just not as much separation of powers, and there's a lot of influence, I think.
Yes.
So like it's probably going to go through. I think it's pretty safe to assume it's going to go through, and it's like a done deal. When I first heard the news, I like thinking just kind of like intuitively, it didn't really bother me that much about like the shorter theatrical release windows. And I'll tell you why. And I think we kind of went back and forth briefly in our chat. But it's almost like if people want to see a movie in theaters, they will within the first 3 weeks. And if they don't, if they want to wait until streaming, changing it from 3 weeks or 6 weeks to 3 weeks, I feel like it's not going to have like a real material impact on whether people go to the movies or not to see something they really want to see. So I don't super mind that personally, but I think Hunter, remind me what your argument was.
So yeah, a couple things with that. So for the administration side of it all, Paramount is actually the most buddy with the current Trump administration, who are also trying to get the deal here with Warner's. They were kind of the other large bid for Warner. So there's kind of a question there of with Trump administration being a little more buddy with Paramount, will they even let this go through? Because they were kind of team Paramount to begin with. The other side of it for the theatrical thing of it all is two things. Number one, I don't super believe Netflix. The Netflix model is to have things in theaters. Or excuse me, have things at home. They want you to stay home. They want you to keep subscribed to Netflix. I think it devalues almost some Netflix things if it's just like, yeah, I could see it in theaters and then it comes out on Netflix a couple weeks later. I also think that Netflix likes to say we had 10 billion watch hours in the first 4 days. The other thing too is the way that theaters work is theaters get more cut of the ticket revenue as weeks progress. So week one, for just let's go layman's terms, week one, 60% of the ticket cost goes to the actual like company who made the movie. So Warner puts something at the Superman. You go week one to see Superman, 60% of the ticket price that you paid will go to Superman's total box office. Week two, it might go down to 50%. Week three, 40%. So as weeks go on and movies have more legs in theaters, the more money theaters actually get from that experience and having it for longer theatrical windows. Some people are a little different. I think Disney actually is like 80% ticket costs week one, and then it kind of goes down as it goes along. But Disney also has one of the longer theatrical windows of it being at least 60 days for almost everything. I'm pretty sure Universal is at 21 days. Right now, kind of the standard right now is 45-day windows. But really, a lot of times it's close to 30-day windows. I also think this is really harmful for just making movies and making anything. When you have less competition, obviously you can kind of do a little bit less when it comes to doing stuff well. And so by removing a large company from making movies, it's going to hurt, the ecosystem as a whole. And also, as much as we like to make fun of it, like Netflix objectively, just puts out a lot of slop. Right. And so it's like, all right, can't wait to have my, Looney Tunes just slop version of that. Because everything is so IP driven today. Like instead of making 12 Disney or not Disney, like Christmas rom-coms with, some former Disney actress that is no longer famous really anymore, they're just going to do it with a franchise instead. Like that's just my fear of it all. So yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of this. Jack, any thoughts?
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like I'm a big fan of like the local theaters, like especially the ones that have like a different vibe and they're not just like, while I do enjoy AMC A-List, and I think it's a great program for people that want to see as many movies as possible. I think like the smaller theaters give a more intimate experience, especially with, certain movies. And I think those experiences are very special. And I'm very interested to see what happens with, even over the course of the past like 5 or 10 years, we've seen just like so many independent like movie chains or like movie theaters just like go down and, they've gotten picked up by AMC or Cinemark or whatever. And obviously I'm glad that Cinemark and AMC are like still keeping them as theaters, but I don't know. I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens. I know this deal isn't even going to go in effect for at least like 10 to 12 months at least.
Yeah, at minimum.
And Netflix also said that they're going to honor any like current contracts if it's being in theaters. So like I think that goes until 2029. But also like you can make the argument that movie theaters were already kind of dying. So maybe this will just be kind of a catalyst for theaters to totally rethink their model. We've brought it up in the past. Like there are other ways that theaters can probably drive or, attract people. Maybe it's streaming March Madness on enormous screens, keeping the lights on, serving, alcohol to like appeal to adults, bring them in for like huge games, huge gatherings, stuff like that. Having private parties and playing like Super Smash Bros. On the like. I'm sure there are other ways that theaters can attract, consumers, or even like Star Wars re-releases. Just re-releases in general, releasing like Spielberg films and like really big historical films. I don't know how well that typically does, but a lot of those are excluded from the A list. So maybe it just pivots and becomes more of like almost like what's the word? Like instead of showing new films, it becomes more of like nostalgic.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't think any of us want, but just to keep theaters alive, there'll always be new releases, but maybe they'll just have to pivot to.
I think there's like levels to it. I think that Netflix churns out so many just like nothingness movies. Like let me go on Netflix right now and see like what's top on Netflix. But while I'm doing that, like so I think if they pivoted to maybe theatrical windows for certain things, that would probably be better. I mean, like the K-pop Demon Hunters is like the biggest kids movie in the last like decade, and that went to theaters for after its initial run on Netflix because it saw it doing so well. And so it's like, all right, that they kind of see as a possibility. But like the Extraction movies, right? Like those are really good action movies, just no theatrical release at all. And so, and I mean, Train Dreams, super hard to find, really good movie. Frankenstein, I was lucky enough to find, but like that's something that should have been seen in theaters, and it just really wasn't. I think that there's really a push to get rid of like quote unquote like third spaces in life. Like we don't really go to malls anymore. Like I mean, people do, but like they're not like a hangout place really for a lot of young people. Like sporting events are really, let's just be honest, like overpriced to an extent. Like you can't just really go, baseball's kind of the last sport just because there's so many games that you can just like kind of go to for fun without planning a whole thing around it. Like I think a lot of those like third space kind of things are gone except for movie theaters. And I think that we should really kind of try to hold on to that for as long as possible. I do agree, Charles. I think that they will pivot to do other things. I think premium formats is kind of the number one way to go. Like probably more IMAX screens, more Dolby screens, probably less of like the less so screens. I think also theaters who are kind of prioritizing, like the experience of it all, right? Like Alamo Draft House, where like you go, it's a dinner and something like it's like that together. I think is probably the way to go through it forward in the future. But I also think there's something to be said for the fact that you can't go to a lot of theaters across the nation and just can't randomly go up and get a $5 ticket is also harmful for the theatrical experience. And if you push more for like the luxury things, which I think are fair enough, that you want to push for, I think it also prices out a large conglomerate of people who could go to the theaters. Or even too, I mean, we see it all every single year, kind of an award season of just like, I would go to like people who are, in the industry now, where it's like I would go to the theaters every day growing up when I was a kid because I, my nothing else to do. I'd take $5 and go there and go see a movie. It's like, I think we're losing a lot of that. But also, things evolve and change. Like I would say, obviously none of us have kids, but like, I'm sure a lot of kids now watch a lot of stuff on YouTube, and like, that's obviously a free platform for watching things. I just do think that there's a real slopification of what we get to consume and watch nowadays. And I think that Netflix is a big part of why that is, but I also think it's, their social media in general. And I think it's very important to have places that are designed to put your phones away and really be a part of something for a couple hours with other people. Because we just don't really have spaces like that anymore. But
yeah. In terms of like the business model, like you're saying, Charlie, I feel like they've done a pretty decent job of like putting in an effort to
he's locked in right now.
Sorry. No, what I was saying in terms of like the business model, I think that they've done a pretty decent job of finding other ways to get people engaged and like coming to the movies, especially like the re-releases. Like I know my grandparents called me and they're like, Back to the Future was back in theaters. Like they went to theaters, they had a great time. Obviously trying to find other ways, like you're saying, like sporting events. I want to say some theaters do like UFC. But I'm really interested to see, like, obviously AMC is pushing deals just to get people into the theaters. I mean, holy cow, AMC A-List is a phenomenal service, and I'm glad that it exists. But they even, came out with like the popcorn, you know, deal just to continue to drive people to spend more. Because obviously, as much as I'd love to say that they're doing great, they're not. Obviously, they're not killing it. So I'm very interested to see, like, is there a potential spot in the future where, you know, maybe these studios need to take it upon themselves to say, hey, like, we care about the theatrical experience and we need to invest in that and maintain these spaces, kind of like you were saying, Hunter, because we think that they're important for society to experience certain things.
I mean,
feelings of emotion, thrill, etc.
Come to this place for, you know, heartbreak.
And I think especially with like the younger kind of generation that we have now is like, I mean, obviously we're all victims to it as well. I mean, you go on your phone, you go on TikTok, and it's like, I could probably watch, I don't know, at least like 2 or 3 movies a week if I just like watched a movie instead of like scrolling on my phone, you know? So it's like back then, instead of just like, I don't know, but I think like now, especially like you're so sucked into your phone, you're so sucked into all these different avenues of entertainment that going to the movie is kind of an afterthought for people. So I'm very interested to see if like studios say, hey, we're going to take it upon ourselves. So like, you know, I honestly, I can't really think of a studio right now off the top of my head that's like, hey, we're going to make that important. But
I
like,
don't know if it's studios, but it's more so like individuals that have influence. Like,
I mean, we just Sean Baker when he won Best Director.
I was about to say Sean Baker. You have him. You have Christopher Nolan. You have James Cameron. You have Tom Cruise. They're all advocating for in theater, you know, the experience. And I think that's helpful, but it's also kind of like, I feel like theaters also kind of need to like think a little more intentionally about like, okay, what do people want to see? And we've talked about that in the podcast as well. But Stranger Things, for instance, you're releasing on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It's sold out in hours. What do you think? What do you think would happen if you extended it a week? When people like, you know, are probably not busy with New Year's Eve and New Year's Day plans. If you sold out like that on those busy days, what do you think if you extended it a week or 2 weeks? Like you get a ton of traffic. The Odyssey, that's going to sell out as soon as it goes live. Like it's almost like you kind of have to think, what do people want to see? Because there's obviously demand that's still there. It just has to be like directed in the right way. You know, like, you know what I mean? So anyway, we're kind of beating around the bush here, but like,
no, I agree.
Netflix buying Warner Brothers, like, okay, maybe it'll hurt theaters, but you know, there are ways to. I think there are ways that, you know, theaters can still easily stay afloat and thrive.
Yes, I also think it's very funny they released Jay Kelly at the same time they're doing this, which is a movie about like the importance of the theatrical experience and like how it affects people, which just is kind of Netflix irony. The other big thing with this is the unions. So I kind of looked into it a little bit. So just to give people, you know, some more explanation. Obviously, the unions were big about 1.5 years ago or 2 years ago when the whole actor strike happened and the writer strike happened. Other unions that are really important is the Directors Guild of America, which is actually helmed by Christopher Nolan. So the rumor mill right now is that basically if you're a director, you have to be part of the Directors Guild. Like it's part of like what you have to do. There's a large rumor that Nolan is kind of in these meetings with Ted Sarandos and the Netflix people being like, listen, you have to put certain things in theaters. Like you have to give them certain windows. You have to put certain things in theaters, or if not, the union will stop to work with you, which is very interesting. So like there could be a version of a potential strike, you know, if the union is not pleased with, you know, theatrical windows, things like that. This then puts on the other side of it, which I read in the Wall Street Journal article that the other reason Netflix wants to buy Warner Brothers is for the ability to take the entire Warner library, over 100 years of Warner library, and use it as more data in an AI learning model. Because obviously that's kind of how those things learn, is like the more data they have, the more whatever they have, they can, you know, get better. And so it's definitely just going to be scanning Casablanca to learn how to make movies. But that's the other scary side of it, is like, you know, sure, the theatrical contracts go through 2029. All right, great. In 2030, you can go on Netflix, take a picture of yourself and type in, give me an episode of Stranger Things. And it's an episode starring you and Robin going on an adventure, right? Like that's kind of the fear of where this could end up going. And like, yeah, that's a cool technology aspect, but like, is that art? Like, is that what this is supposed to be? And so that's kind of another question we'll have to maybe get to later. Obviously, this is looking a little ways ahead, but I'm just saying, like, if we didn't, I'm sure people at the time of when, Netflix offered themselves to be bought to Blockbuster were like, this would never happen. Obviously Blockbuster will last forever. 10 years later, they're dead. Like, in the same way, it's like, yeah, theatrical experience will survive. And now people, maybe 10 years from now will be like, man, it was fun when you can go to a movie theater, right? Like, that's my fear of where it could go to. And we'll all just be sitting at home in our VR goggles, in our VR IMAX goggles, in our own little world, doing our nothingness to ourselves. So that's a depressed way to look at it, but like also it's entirely possible that it could go that way. But yeah,
Or the movies while we can.
Yeah. Go see Nicole while you still can.
Yeah.
Support. I also think it's true that to kind of your point, Charles, that like younger people I think are going to the movies en masse more than older people. I do think there's a young culture of people who like to go to the theater in comparison to older generations. Like, I mean, I don't know how often, people that maybe or people you work with who are like older, how often they go to theaters. But I feel like anyone that I talk to over the age of like 45 is maybe like a once or twice a year kind of person. But I feel like people who are younger, maybe under 30, go more often.
I feel like that makes sense. Like you think about like even the harsh reality of like, right, you're in college and like that's just kind of what people do. They're like, oh, let's go see a show, let's go do this, let's go watch a movie. That's just kind of like what you do. And then you get older and you just get more responsibility and you're like, like I can't go see it this week. So then you try and push it to next week. And I'm like,
It's also an affordability factor.
No, of course.
Like you look at people in their 30s, they probably have young kids. They're taking, let's say it's like a family of 4.
Oh yeah.
You don't have an A-list pass because why would you have who's going to the theater alone when they have a family? Like,
what's the youngest you can get a kid to have an A-list pass?
You're probably spending $100 at the theater, $20 a ticket, maybe less for children, but like concessions too. Like you're probably paying $100 just to go see a movie, and that's like, it makes sense for us because we have the A-list. But even when I take Jenna, like, I look at the ticket and I'm like, wow, that is like it's like $25.
Yeah, I mean, if that's where it's almost worth it to always get the subscription. But no, I totally get what you're saying.
So it's like a hobby for young people because they don't have the responsibilities. It's probably a hobby for older people who have kids that have probably left the house. But anyone probably between age like 30 to I don't know 50, it's just kind of like out of the question. It's so expensive.
Yeah, I mean, I also think there is too a sense of like there's nothing good out. I think that doesn't help theaters at all either, because I also think, and we've talked about before, there's very few 4-quadrant movies that come out anymore. Like I think a lot of stuff that is not in the comic book genre is directed towards very specific, quadrants of movies, and like to audiences. Like, I mean, of this year, I would say there's been, of the ones that we've watched, not counting not counting comic book movies, there's probably been 1, 2, 3, 4-quadrant movies outside of comic book movies and like kind of things that are like large franchises. Like, I mean, I would think like F1 is probably the biggest 4-quadrant movie. Mission Impossible.
What's
like
a 4-quadrant movie?
It appeals to everybody. Okay. It appeals to everybody's basically. So like a kid's movie would be that you're aiming at kids. A horror movie, you're aiming at adults, right? Like a 4-quadrant movie is kind of think of like anyone can go at all. Superman is a great example of a 4-quadrant movie. So I do think that that's kind of part of it. So yeah, that's the Netflix stuff. Obviously, we'll talk more about it as more information comes out, if it even ends up happening. Some people are thinking that this is just another way because Charles obviously being, Mr. Business over here. There's another rumor that they basically Warner, when their stock valuation was like, I don't know, call it $30 a share, then Netflix offered $50 a share for it. So if the deal doesn't go through, then obviously now they're reevaluated still at $50 a share. So now their stock value is much higher, which is great for Warner's. So a whole other
I don't know if that's how it works.
I'm pretty sure it does, because then can't you borrow against your valuation? Like if they wanted to borrow against,
Like if Warner wanted to borrow.
yeah, like so like let's say,
Not borrow, no.
but like let's say Warner wanted to, it doesn't go through and Warner wanted to expand their valuation and like what they could put up as like their assets, all right, hey, we're valued at so and so actually is now much higher in comparison to what it once was.
Yeah, but like, okay, so I may be wrong, but my understanding, and I'm thinking back to like the Twitter deal, when that was acquired, let's say Twitter was $25 a share, and Elon was buying it for a premium of $32 a share. Elon is basically saying, I intend, and he was making it private. So like he said, like, I intend to buy every share or majority of shares, whatever it was, I don't know the details, at $32 a share. So every X share or Twitter share that was at 25 was bumped up to 32 because otherwise there's an arbitrage. If that deal doesn't go through, though, the valuation is really bumped up. All those people that piled in because they, planned that their share was just going to get bought by Elon at that premium.
Yeah,
they have no reason to hold the share anymore. It's kind of
but if the federal government says you can't do the deal based on it being a monopoly or too big, couldn't Warner's then go to a bank and say, listen, we're still valued at this price?
Yeah,
so that's just another thing I read in Wall Street Journal that they were saying like that could be another like 40 chess play, possibility.
So my questions would be like, okay, what are you going to borrow that? So like, okay, Warner goes from $30 a share to $50 a share. Their valuation is much higher. So yeah, an underwriting, they could probably borrow more. What would they need to do? What would they be planning to do with that much more debt is one question. And two, if they borrowed all that against $50 a share and everyone just sold out of it to go back to, the reasonable valuation, then there's probably an issue with the loan that they need to cover all that. They have to cover the collateral because the collateral is lacking. It's like a margin call at that point.
Yeah.
So I don't really see that being really a likelihood. Because I'm guessing if it didn't go through and the valuation got juiced up, people would just exit the position to bring it back to a reasonable valuation. Unless I am thinking about like
unless maybe they're trying to do something else with like their valuation, right? Like maybe if they're like, hey, we're trying to expand it to so and so, and we want to take a large loan out, and then based on our valuation, we get more. I don't know. That was at the bottom of the Wall Street Journal article I read. So, all right. Anything else on this before we get into some trailers?
No.
Nope. All right. First trailer: Anne Hathaway is in Mother Mary. Long-buried wounds rise to the surface when iconic pop star Mother Mary reunites with her estranged best friend and former costume designer Sam Amsden on the eve of her comeback performance. Coming out in April 2026, A24. So Charles is in.
I'm actually not in. I didn't really like this trailer.
Yeah, I did not like this trailer either.
Yeah, I wasn't crazy about it.
Disturbing.
Yeah, I was getting like, hey, it's him, but with pop stars.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking too.
Yeah. So, damn. All right, none of us know Mother Mary.
Moving on.
I think they get some cool shots though. I mean, there's like some pretty interesting like cinematography in there, but other than that, the story wasn't moving me at all.
So just like him.
Exactly.
All right, Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, which it should just be Ready or Not, Here I Come, but that's a whole other thing. Samara Weaving, Catherine Newton, sequel to Ready or Not from a couple of years ago.
Isn't it Ready or Not, Here I Come?
Well, it's Ready or Not 2, Here I Come.
Oh.
Are we like this?
They're doing too much.
This just looked like The Running Man, but in a much smaller area.
I've never seen Ready or Not.
I haven't either, but I guess I already know what happens. So
yeah, she wins.
I've heard quite good things though.
She was ready.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ready or Not 2 coming out in April. We're not big horror guys, so I think that
is this horror? Is that it?
It's like a horror comedy.
It feels like a slasher, but like more of like a Hunger Games-esque slasher.
Yeah, kind of. All right, next up is The Magic Fairway Tree, with honestly a great cast. Rebecca Ferguson, Andrew Garfield, Claire Foy, very British, based on a children's novel of the same name. This looked fine.
This looked like a CGI, just like if you could take CGI in the form of paint, and the canvas is the movie, just whoosh,
Yeah,
you know,
a little bit.
it kind of looked like Snow White.
Yeah, actually, that's a good comp, I feel.
Yeah. People are fired up for it though. Like the comments on YouTube.
I'm sure if you've read the book as a kid, you're probably like really pumped up. I did think this was Magic Tree Friends for a good few minutes.
Yeah, I did too. I saw one comment. It's like, I'm literally in tears right now. I never thought this would become a movie. So people are excited.
Okay.
So maybe it'll be good. But it did look very CGI, in my opinion.
I can't believe none of us saw Five Nights at Freddy's this weekend.
You can't believe it, right?
At my theater, going to see Hamnet, the Five Nights at Freddy people were coming out when I was going in. I knew what they were seeing when they were walking out. I could tell. I could tell that crowd, and I was like, "That's a Five Nights at Freddy crowd." Yeah, doing the whole like hands and everything. Oh god, it's making a lot of money. Our next trailer is The Bone Temple. 28 years later, The Bone Temple. January.
This looks like it's an exciting January release. I'll say that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a quick release. They just came out with 28 years
28
later.
weeks. 28 weeks.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
pretty
nuts.
sure
Yeah.
they like exactly like paced it out to where it's like 28 weeks after the when they came out over the summer. So I don't know. I'm kind of in on this. I mean, it's going to be probably the most exciting thing we watch in theaters in January.
Yeah. Well, there's
another trailer coming up.
What?
a beekeeper comp.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, guys. Come
Oh
on.
yeah, dude. We're gonna
He's
talk about that
working,
next.
man.
We're gonna talk about that next. I think I'm pretty excited for the next trailer. Okay, let's just do it. Let's just jump into it. Shelter 2026. A remote Scottish island rescuer rescues a girl from the sea, unleashing a perilous sequence of events that culminate in attack on his home. Starring Jason Statham. This is Statham's newest January release. Statham just kind of owns January's right now.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, should we? I'm gonna pull up his most recent couple of years. We can go through the
I just
winners.
did. A Working Man 2025, Beekeeper 2024, Expendables 2023, Meg 2, Fast X, Operation Fortune, all
Dude.
2023,
Dude.
F9, Wrath of Man 2021. 2020, he took a break. He was probably,
It's quarantining.
yeah, he's quarantining. Good for him. Fast Hobbs and Shaw 2019, The Meg 2018, Fast and Furious, The Mechanic in 16, a couple other Furiouses, Spy. I mean, this guy has a type.
Dude, and next in January 2027, we get Beekeeper 2.
Romeo and Juliet 2011.
Dude, we get Beekeeper 2 next January. This January is Shelter. And then Mutiny also comes out next year in 2026, which is another one where he's on the run as an international conspiracy. It comes out in August.
It's weird because he was actually in some very good films. And then
Snatch.
Yeah, The Beekeeper.
Collateral.
Yeah, Snatch, Collateral. That's what I'm looking at. Pink Panther.
Was he in Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels as well?
Transporters. Those are all good. You ever seen Crank? Dude, Crank is crazy.
I have not.
Crank is insane.
See, I feel like we could watch all the really good Jason Statham movies
All of them.
And-
all
and
of
have
them
like
are
a-
kind of good.
and have a really fun Jason Statham podcast for that.
You guys
like-
should watch Crank. That's a good one to find.
Okay.
I have not seen the Transporters outside of 1 and 2, so there's a third one I'm missing.
Beekeeper rocked.
The Mechanics are good. The Mechanic Resurrection is very funny. Dude, this looks awesome. This looks awesome. Just so up my alley.
I just feel like A Working Man was a bit disappointing.
Yeah, it was a bummer.
I think the
it's hard to
Beekeeper-
compare to The Beekeeper.
Yeah, I think The Beekeeper's great, and we all
Yeah,
loved it.
fair
I think
bang.
it's just
Jack, did you notice that the girl he's saving in this is the girl from Hamnet?
really,
It was the eldest daughter.
really.
Yeah, when she opens that door in the trailer, I was like, "Oh,
That's
Hamnet girl."
crazy.
Yeah.
I did
Oh, yeah.
not catch that.
Oh yeah.
She was
Also, Jason Statham with a beard. Hello, he's changing up, guys. He's really his range is now much larger. It's okay. He's looking a little Mel Gibson-y.
maybe do like a Patriot type movie with like a lumberjack type feel. Maybe like involve a hatchet. You know.
He's the lumberjack. I'm just out here trying to chop some wood, and then all his guys come after him.
Yeah, he uses the hatchet in the most just diabolical ways.
Yeah, you're like, God, what a way to start every movie year, though, with just another him. He's the best. He's the best. All right, so yeah, that's Shelter coming out in January. We'll talk about that actually kind of soon. All things considered, we're already quarter of the way through December, which is crazy. All right, the last last three, excuse me, trailers. Camp Rock 3 got a teaser for that.
No,
Charlie's in.
No.
Oh, Charles.
This one kind of made me mad.
Why?
It's just
not enough Kevin screen time.
It's just like, did the Jonas Brothers approach Disney and they're like, we have what you need, and now Disney's just giving them everything that they want? Because it's not good.
Sorry, man. I don't know what to tell you.
It's okay.
But yeah, it's coming out, so you can't stop it, I guess.
You can avoid it.
No, dude, you watched the Jonas Christmas. You're not avoiding this.
I watched it to add to my 2025 list.
There's so many better movies to add, though, if you were looking.
Yeah, because the two of us who added like everything didn't even add
one battle after another. Jonas Christmas.
And he's like, have you heard of the Jonas Christmas Party? Whatever. You know what it was? He watched Jumanji 2 and was a big fan of Nick Jonas in that one. So he's like, I got to see what he's up to next.
I need to keep watching his filmography.
I got to cross off the Jonas Brother list. All right. And anything else with Jonas Brothers? Moving on. The Boys final season trailer. The Boys comes out, I believe, what is it? April? May? I think it's April.
What a ride.
I'm actually very glad they're ending it. I think now is the perfect time to end it. I think this looks good. We'll see. But
yeah, it didn't really give us much, but
I think that's good though. It comes out in April. April 8th.
Great.
So 3-4 months away.
Yep.
Gave me enough to get excited.
It was very funny they didn't even show any of the Gen V people after the ending of Gen V.
Yeah,
I haven't seen the ending.
Oh, well. Clearly didn't spoil anything.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Slater snubbed from the trailer.
They should have dressed him up as SpongeBob again. Put him in that. But yeah, one last time with the Boys. And I do think it's still crazy that the guy who plays Homelander doesn't really get much other work outside of it, because I think he's so.
Oh, Anthony Starr.
Yeah, Anthony Starr is like so good in this.
Yeah, he's insane.
What else does he do? Let's see.
Remember, he did the
audition for Bond.
Did he?
Not in this round, but when Daniel Craig got it, he was one of the auditioners.
Oh yeah, he was the bad guy in G20 and one of the people in The Covenant, which was a couple years ago.
I mean, obviously, we'd love to see him in some other stuff, but in terms of
he was an episode of The Studio. And he's coming out with something called Samo Lives with Jeffrey Wright. Oh. All right. Oh, my Lord.
I don't know, but I'd say it's probably one of the most iconic, at least superhero castings in terms of at least our lifetime. I mean,
yeah,
forever to us, he's going to be known as Homelander. Kind of like the same thing. I'm not kind of like RDJ, Iron Man. Even if he pulls off some crazy, some really good movies, shows, whatever after this, he's still going to be Homelander to me.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I do think it's funny that of all the people on the show, it's Huey. That's Jack Quaid, obviously, is the most working from it. But yeah, that's the Boys. And the last thing we actually got today, which was kind of a last minute thing, Supergirl teaser trailer it was released. We got our first look at Supergirl, looking a little hungover, waiting for her the space bus to come pick her up. And then the trailer comes out this week, so we'll talk about it next week. Anything else in that little teaser before we move on?
I think it's funny we've gotten to where oh, the trailer's releasing tomorrow.
Yeah, we got trailers for trailers now.
I know it's so funny because looking at the algorithm, it makes sense. They want people to talk about it, and they want, even if they throw the smallest little bit on there, they want people to talk about it for at least a day.
Yeah,
and then they still get more reach on their content. So I get it, but I don't love it.
It's all about the content game.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it. Charles is going to hop off here when we talk about Hamnet. But next week is episode 100. We're reviewing Ella McKay. We will do a draft of some kind. But yeah, episode 100. A lot of drafts going on throughout the rest of the year. Holiday schedule as well for us. So Ella McKay next week. Then we will have Avatar, Fire and Ash the following week. And then there'll be no episode the Sunday the 28th. We'll be back on Sunday the 4th for a Monday, January 5th episode where we'll be talking Marty Supreme, maybe The Handmaid if anyone sees that, which actually I think I'm going to find a way to see. The Housemaid, I'm going to find a way to see that, and anything else we've seen in the interim. So no episode the week after Christmas, but back after New Year's. Cool. All right. See you next week, Charles.
See you.
All right. Hamnet. Let's talk Hamnet. Let's pull up a synopsis here. The story of Agnes and Will. She is a healer. He is a writer. Also, the story of their children, Susanna, the firstborn, their twins, Judith and Hamnet. There's more the story of the small village in 16th century England. More to the point, the story of their lives, especially the deaths from the plague, their times. The story is told from the viewpoint of Agnes, and therein lies its power. That is a horrible synopsis of this, but that's what's on IMDb. Written and directed by Chloe Zhao, starring Paul Mescal and Jessie Buckley. It's really the story of how Hamlet, the play, the tragedy was kind of written, and the story of how that all went to be in William Shakespeare. But really it's about that story through the perspective of his wife. So yeah, do you want to go no spoilers first with this?
How do you want to
handle this?
We can try a quick non-spoiler.
Okay, let's just do you want to do our scores real quick?
Yeah.
All right, let's do our scores. Then I'll do a little baseline and we'll go from there. All right, please, the floor is yours.
I'm at an 87.
All right.
Now for my score.
I'm at a 91. I really like this as well. This is, I believe, number 7 for me on the year. Let me pull up that.
I think it's number 5 or 6 for me.
Yeah, so quick non-spoiler thoughts. I think this is beautiful. I think it's really well told. I think Jessie Buckley has locked the Oscar. I think this will definitely get a directorial nomination. I don't think it'll win. I think it'll probably have a Best Picture nomination. Don't think it'll win. I think Paul Mescal will probably get a Globe nom, maybe not the Oscar nom, but I do think it's deserving of it. I think he's really, really good here. I think this movie is made or broken on its child actors, and the 3 of them are awesome here. I think specifically also when it comes to cinematography, I think the lighting is really great throughout this film. A lot of natural light, a lot of using candles to light scenes. Really, really well done. I also think this is one of those films that I much more appreciate for its the filmmaking of it, the acting of it, than I do, I would say, from a enjoyment standpoint. This is something I don't think I'll ever see again, maybe 15, 20 years from now. But I really like it from that aspect versus it's I was trying to think of a good comp for this of I know this is a great film because of the technical aspects and stuff around it and the performances, but this is not something I'd go back and watch, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yeah, so I think if you were hey, what's your favorite movies of the year? This would be lower down. But if you're hey, what's some of the best of the year? This is definitely up there with the top 7 best made things this year. Of enjoyment levels, a little lower just because it's a little slow and obviously it's a tragedy. But I still think it's pretty incredible. So
yeah, and really just echoing everything you said. Child performance here, probably the best. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the best one I've ever seen, but it's up there, man. Certainly up there.
Yeah.
Really excited to talk about that after the non-spoilers, but I mean, again, 2 leads, probably one of the best acted, if not the best acted movie of the year. I would love to see both of them get get noms for this. Yeah, really nothing else to kind of add to what you said. I think it's just like whether this kind of hits you emotionally or not, it's going to be whether you find this an interesting watch. Like, I think if you kind of go throughout this and you're like, man, I just was not touched at all by this. Number one, I'm going to question, all right, are you okay? Like, do you need to go get checked out? Just go touch grass, see the sun, you know? But yeah, this was very, very sad. For anyone that doesn't have, again, Hunter said it was a tragedy. It is a tragedy. But very, very good. So we can hop into spoilers.
Yes. Okay. So we're going full spoilers for this. Obviously, it's a true story. So if you kind of know anything about like William Shakespeare writing him, I did think it was what?
Like, is it true?
I do think it's true.
Okay.
I do think it was funny that like they never really say William Shakespeare until when she goes with her brother and he's like, "I'm looking for William Shakespeare," and the woman next to me went, "Oh," because I guess if you don't know, like it's not very obvious. But yeah, dude, Jessie Buckley's got this on lock. She's so good here.
Yeah, I think there's like these really like brief moments of like when I think in my head, how would someone react if something happened of this nature to them? Like, how would they react? Like, I don't even know how someone would react. But I feel like by watching her, it's like you're looking through the lens of someone that has experienced this type of like pain before.
Oh, dude, yeah.
And I think for me, it was what made it so like such a sad movie because I don't think I've seen pain almost like portrayed in this light where it's so dark, but by the end it kind of turns into this very like beautiful. It just feels so sad, and then by the end it feels a bit better.
Yeah, no, I mean I agree. I think there's something so interesting about this, like in the way that it's a world that we just never have to live in and like can barely really relate to. Like obviously, people move for work and things like that, but like the sacrifices that people at this point in time had to deal with and make and struggle with is just like so foreign to us. But like it's so like not that long ago that like their traditions and things along those lines are so similar that like he expresses his grief in art. And like that's such it almost feels like a modern day like way to handle things that it's so accessible to an audience now. Like you understand it. And then she just rejects like a lot of, I mean, she states in the middle, but like she rejects religion because of like religious beliefs hurting her when her mother was dying. And so it's like, I think a lot of people feel similar to her today too, where it's just like, it's very interesting that there's a lot of modern opinions on what they're kind of dealing with right now in this, that I think it works really well from that aspect. I do think that it is crazy. He just was like, I gotta go back to London. Because the other aspect of it is too, that I think was the one thing I didn't love about this, is that you didn't understand that he was doing well. Like when he goes initially, it's like, yeah, they're doing well, but they're still staying at like their same home they've been at forever. It's like, yeah, they're doing great. And then like the son dies. And then based on the movie, it feels like it's all of 6 months later and now they're living in the biggest house in town. And it's just like, it just kind of jumps from there. And I think that makes it harder as an audience to respect what Paul Mescal's character is doing. Cause it's like, dude, you're not doing that great. At least doesn't feel that way. And then it kind of just flips where it's like, yeah, he's actually like the most famous playwright ever. And he's doing awesome. And it took like 5 minutes to get there. And so I think that's my biggest negative on this film. And I also, no, I'll save that. So you go ahead if you have anything else.
No, I thought it was interesting. That really wasn't a big problem for me because I think like going into this, everyone's like, oh, Hamnet, Shakespeare. That's kind of like all encompassing. That's what you would expect out of this. But I like that it's not just like a spotlight on him and they're like, oh, let's see. He was like just sitting in his room one day and he's just like, I just had ham for lunch. What did I do to get that ham? I threw a net onto the animal. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like some corny biopic that was made. Like, this feels like real. And these characters feel, again, I'm going to say kind of like what I said with One Battle After Another, but like even more so, like these feel like real people you would actually interact with or meet, and like their stories would move you. Like the beginning of their relationship is very, like the feeling of their like love together is very contagious, and it feels very fun and playful. And you kind of go through this journey with them where you start off where it is like that, but then they go through some very, very hard situations, and you see how their love is kind of challenged and how it makes it stronger, how it breaks it.
Yeah.
But I like that it was a very, I like the choice of not saying he is William Shakespeare and not just keep throwing that in our face until the end, because I think it highlights that like this is like Jessie Buckley's movie. This is, you know, a story about her and how, I mean, obviously in the end it's her relationship with William Shakespeare, but again, it's like her ability to like, you know, raise this family, and which inevitably did, you know, influence probably like the greatest piece of literature, or one of the greatest pieces of literature or plays like ever. So I don't know. I really like the choice that they kind of like made it all about her and the fact that he was on the side. But then you do get a bit of like how he is doing mentally. Like you have the scene where he is like by the water, and it's almost like he's contemplating jumping in, and he's like, you know, to be or not to be.
So my one thought on this is this a musical biopic? Like, it has the same structure of like, we see him when he's young, and then he goes off and kind of gets in a fight with like the initial love interest, and instead of finding their love interest, he kind of keeps coming back, and there's like a tragedy, and then they, instead of doing like the hey, can you play that again, and they figure out the song in 2 minutes, they do that scene, but instead it's him jumping in the river, like to be or not to be. There's a lot of like, I don't know if it's just because I was thinking of like A Christmas Carol with Jay Kelly, and like, I'm like, oh, what else is cinematic parallels? But like, this is so weirdly the same structure as a musical biopic, where it ends with like the best like basically it's Bohemian Rhapsody, where it ends with like the best performance that they're known for, in this like catharsis moment, and it's, I think that's very funny in my mind, at least. I'm probably way off, but I just, but yeah.
No, I totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I did not think of that, because I think halfway through this movie, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm not someone that like, I watch a movie and I'm like, man, this movie's so happy, like I could cry, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, this movie's sad. That's gonna make me cry. I think my entire theater was just like, several points in the movie they're bawling their eyes out, but like very specific point, I think, like right after the death of Hamnet, like Jessie Buckley just releases this like crazy like scream, and then the sister comes in and takes a look at him and is like,
yeah,
I don't know who that is. And I don't know. I think for me that very much like that touched me in a very like soft spot. I mean, I think like anyone that has experienced any form of death, you know, you show up to an event like that and you see that person, you're like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
So I thought that was like a really awesome, I think just the entire sequence after his death is phenomenal.
Really, really well done.
You have Paul Mescal showing up and he sees the daughter and he's just overcome with joy from the fact that like his daughter's alive, because from the note that he probably had received, she was the sick one, and seeing her walking around, just an incredible moment. And then you have the moment where he just approaches the body and he's just, you can't really, it's hard because you don't see him just immediately burst into tears. He's just almost like, he's so saddened that he's left speechless, as opposed to you have Jessie Buckley's character who is just incredibly vocal and you can see the emotion.
Yeah.
So I think that's holding his emotions so tight makes the ending all that much more stronger, because this is his form of his, you know, he's displaying his grief in this way. So I don't know. I think there's just several moments in this movie that I think are really strong, like the scene where they're reciting or they're practicing the lines, and they're not getting what he wants.
Yeah.
And he, like, to him, this isn't just like a play. This is personal.
That might be one of the best scenes in the whole movie.
It's so good. And he just goes like bar for bar.
Oh, dude,
like,
it's so good.
Yeah.
I really think that a sneaky great performance is Noah Jupe, who plays Hamlet in the play.
Yeah.
He's so good here. And I was the whole time trying to piece together where I remember him from. And he was the guy in Honey Boy. And I was like, oh, duh.
I don't know if I've
looked
seen
him up.
Honey Boy.
Honey Boy is also great. It's the story of basically Shia LaBeouf, like how Shia LaBeouf became Shia LaBeouf.
Okay.
That's a good one as well. I think it's on Amazon.
He's also Christian Bale's son in Ford v Ferrari.
Oh,
That's a younger role. But
that's right. He's in the new Carpenter's Son, where Nicolas Cage is like Jesus, and like the evil one.
I am not checking that out. That is not.
I've heard it's not good.
But I don't know if you knew this. So, the young Hamnet, the real Hamnet,
Okay.
and the actor that played him in the play,
Okay.
pretty sure they're related.
Oh, really? Like brothers
Yeah,
or something?
I think they're brothers. So it's Jacoby Jupe, and then you have Noah Jupe.
All right.
And I'm like, I think the fact that like you're able to, like, what a talented family. Like, I think it's so cool to see these.
Dude,
like,
that kid was so good. I think that might be one of the best kid performances I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, just the scene of him walking around on stage, kind of like after his death, he's like, where? He's like feeling the sides of the walls, and I don't know, like his facial expressions were probably just like no kid that age should be able to do something like that.
Just do that.
I mean, not to say that you can't do that, but it's just like, it's insane to me that you can have a level of consciousness at that age to be able to do something like that.
As amazing as Jesse Buckley was, like crying and that scene after he died, like maybe the most emotional moment for me was him telling his sister, like, I give you my life. Like, I think that to me was the most, maybe it's because the kid doing it, and like that's even more sad, but like that was a truly like great performance scene.
And then he says, like, I'll be brave. And I was like,
yeah.
wow.
I was like, dude,
bro.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I could watch that again and it'd still do numbers on me.
Yeah. I feel like I need to watch like Little Women though to like clear out my 16th century brain of like sadness. But yeah, really good, really good. I don't have a whole lot else on Hamnet though.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to keep up with, or if someone listening wants to keep up with the Oscars, this is a movie.
Yeah, this is a can't miss. This is a
can't
miss for the Oscars.
And seeing it in theaters is, I don't know. I feel like experiencing this with other people is the only way to do it.
Agreed. If you can catch this, definitely catch it. It was funny though, because during some quiet moments, Wicked was playing next door, and I could hear Wicked playing during some of the quieter moments, and so that was pretty funny. I mean, award season is kind of starting to shape up right now. I think the stuff that people have to see is Sinners, Hamnet, One Battle After Another. Those are, to me, in kind of my mind, the three leads that we can kind of see right now, because obviously right now we cannot see Marty's Scream Christmas Day, and we also, if I had legs, I would kick you. I would like to see, but I cannot find anywhere.
Yeah, during see, the problem is during Christmas it's like I want to spend time with family, but like I gotta catch up on a lot of stuff I've missed. So
and also Stranger Things. On top of that,
you know what, the family can take a step back.
They can wait. But I mean, yeah, if I had legs, I'd kick you. It's still $20 to rent, so I think I'd rather wait for like a physical release or something else.
Yeah, it's totally valid.
So yeah. Oh, Streeter's saying there is a physical release. All right, interesting. All right. Anything else?
No. Pumped for Ella McKay next weekend.
Pumped for Ella McKay. Perfect movie for our 100 episodes.
Yeah.
We'll do some obviously some drafts coming up here in the next couple of weeks. Obviously, we'll do our best of the year. I think we'll probably do. I mean, Jack, we can just kind of talk through right now, but like, I think we probably should do maybe the episode after we come back. We do a little recap of 2025, give some time to catch up on everything, and then I know we talked about it, but maybe end of January we do our best of the decade so far.
Yeah,
and then we also got to do our most anticipated 2026. You know what we should do? That could be next week's most anticipated of 2026 for 100 episodes. And we'll do a 10. You want to do 10 or 5?
10. 10 is fine. 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 10 is fine.
Let's do 10. There's a lot coming out next year.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. All right. Till next week. Have a good week. Peace. Try not to get bought up by Netflix. They strike at any moment. You never know. All right.